Hey everyone, and welcome. Let's dive into Ceph, all right? It's this distributed storage system.
Mhm.
It's kind of blowing up in the tech world right now.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
And you know how everyone keeps saying data is exploding?
It really is.
Ceph is a big part of figuring out how to deal with it all, how to manage it. So
Mhm.
get ready to learn some stuff about Ceph.
Yeah, because this is a really important topic because traditional storage is
Yeah.
it can't keep up
What?
with how much data is
Exactly.
being generated. It's changing everything.
Okay, so distributed storage.
Yeah.
What does that even mean when you
So
say that?
think about it like this.
Yeah.
Instead of having one filing cabinet
Okay.
with all your files, what if you had a whole network
Uh-huh.
of cabinets
Okay.
that are all connected
I like it.
and working together? That's distributed storage.
Okay.
And Ceph is like the brains
Yeah.
behind that whole operation.
So it's like the conductor of the data orchestra.
Exactly.
Got it, got it.
And the thing that makes Ceph so cool
Okay.
is that it's not limited to just one type of storage.
Okay.
It's like this universal
Yeah.
storage solution.
Oh, interesting.
So it can do object storage, which is like what you use in the cloud,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
For your files. It can do block storage, which is more like how your computer sees its hard drive.
Right.
And it can even do file storage, just like the folders on your desktop,
Wow. It can do it all.
all in one system.
So it's not just spreading the data out. It's like
Right.
it's organizing all the different types of data.
Exactly. It's like having one system that can speak all the storage languages.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But how does it actually do that?
Well, that's where the CRUH algorithm comes in.
CRUH.
Yeah, it sounds kind of complicated.
It does sound a little intimidating.
But it's actually really elegant. Think of it like
Yeah.
a super efficient mail service for all your data.
Okay.
So
That-
CRUH figures out where each piece of data should go within this whole network.
Okay.
So everything's balanced and you
Right.
can access it quickly.
So instead of having one post office that's,
Right.
totally slammed, trying to sort billions of letters,
Exactly.
each piece of data is like,
Right.
I know where I'm going.
It's like magic. It just knows.
That's amazing.
And that's why Ceph can scale so easily. As you get more data, you just add more like cabinets to your network,
Right?
and CRUSH makes sure that everything stays organized.
No more like running out of space and having to buy a new filing cabinet.
Exactly. You just keep adding on.
That's so cool.
It's very efficient.
So speaking of keeping things safe, what happens if one of those cabinets,
Right.
decides to take a break? Like what about data redundancy?
that's actually where Ceph really shines. Yeah, so you have this really important file, right? And instead of just keeping one copy, imagine you made like copies of it and you put those copies in different cabinets.
Okay, so you're covered.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah.
something happens to one.
That's basically what Ceph is doing with replication.
Okay.
So you have backups of your backups. It's really cool.
That makes me feel very safe and secure.
It's designed for that.
But okay, I have to ask, doesn't that take up a ton of space? Like all those copies?
That's a great point. And Ceph has a really clever way of dealing with that.
Okay.
It's called erasure coding. So imagine this, all right? You have a really important photograph.
Okay.
Instead of just making copies of it, you cut it up into little puzzle pieces.
Okay.
And then you put all the different puzzle pieces in different envelopes, right? And you spread them around. So even if you lose a few envelopes.
You can still put the picture back together.
Exactly.
Oh.
You can still rebuild the original.
So you're saying instead of having all these full copies,
Right.
it just takes those little bits.
Yeah, and it spreads them out really strategically.
That's amazing.
Erasure coding. It gives you the same protection as replication, but it uses way less space. Oh, that's brilliant. It's like so much more efficient.
Exactly. That's the whole idea.
And what's really cool is something does happen, like a drive fails.
Right.
Ceph can just like automatically rebuild the missing data from those little pieces.
Yeah, it's almost like it can heal itself.
It's incredible.
Which is really important when you think about businesses that need their data all the time.
Yeah, makes total sense.
They can't have any downtime, so this is huge for them. So, okay, we've talked about how it keeps the data safe. But what is Ceph actually used for in the real world?
Well, for one thing, it's being used by a lot of the big cloud providers.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, think about it. Cloud storage is huge, right?
Yeah.
They're dealing with massive amounts of data from all over the place.
It's like everyone's vacation photos.
Exactly. And millions of users. They need a system that can handle all that. And Ceph is perfect because it scales so well and makes sure that data is always there.
So the next time I upload a photo to the cloud, it could be
There's a good chance.
Ceph working behind the scenes.
Yep. Could be. And it's not just cloud storage. Ceph is also being used for, like, big data application.
Big data? What does that even mean?
So that's stuff like scientific research, financial modeling,
Yeah.
social media analytics,
Oh,
things that generate just mountains of data.
okay, yeah.
Way more than traditional storage can really deal with.
That makes sense. Like analyzing all of Twitter, that would be.
Exactly. Huge data sets.
Wow.
And Ceph can handle it because it spreads the data out, processes it super efficiently. It's a game changer for that kind of stuff.
So it's cloud, it's big data, what else? So it's cloud, it's big data, what else?
Oh, we got to talk about virtualization.
Okay.
So think about this. Now you can run like multiple operating systems
Okay.
on one physical server.
Oh, right.
It's like
Like virtual machines.
exactly.
Yeah.
Virtual machines.
It's
And
like getting more bang for your buck.
exactly. It's all about using your resources really efficiently.
Right.
And Ceph is perfect for this because it can manage all the storage
Okay.
for those virtual environments. It makes
Yeah.
sure those virtual machines
It's like
can get to the data they need.
silent partner, making sure everything runs.
Exactly. Keeps things running smoothly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. Ceph is scalable, it's resilient, it's like this multi-tool of data storage.
It's pretty amazing.
But let's be real for a second.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a perfect technology.
Right.
There have to be some downsides.
Of course.
So, like, what are the trade-offs? What do people need to be aware of?
Well, one thing is, it can get a little complicated.
Okay.
Setting up and running a Ceph cluster,
What makes it so complex?
it's a pretty sophisticated system. There are a lot of different parts.
Okay.
You got to understand, like, how distributed systems work.
Right.
You need to know how to configure everything
Yeah.
and how to troubleshoot if something goes wrong.
So it's not like, installing an app on your phone. It's
No.
a little more to it.
It's more involved.
Okay. So complexity is one thing. What else?
And because it's so powerful, it can be a little resource intensive.
What do you mean?
You need the right hardware,
Okay.
enough processing power, memory, network bandwidth, all that.
So you need a pretty robust setup to support it.
Exactly. Especially as you start to store more and more data.
That makes sense.
So it's all about figuring out, does Ceph make sense for you, for your needs and your resources?
It's a lot to consider.
It is, but it's exciting technology.
It really is. Well, we've journeyed deep into the world of Ceph today. We've seen how it works, why it matters. Any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
Just think, like, how much we rely on data.
All the time.
Right. And it's only going to increase.
It's true.
So systems like Ceph,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be even more important in the future.
It's the future of data storage.
It really is.
Wow. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Ceph. Until next time, keep exploring.